Hi everyone and welcome to today's video, which are items that I personally think every rat cage needs. So to start off with, a deep perspex base. So all of my cages have been altered to have them, and this involves you measuring your own cage because there might be slight variations in cage builds, so I would never 100% trust someone giving you measurements. You could always get someone else's measurements for the same cage as a guide, but please always measure your own cage. The easiest way to do it is, most of the cages come with a little shallow metal tray, it's like an inch high. Substrate falls out of it, it's a pain. The easiest thing is to use that to be the base of your box, and then you only actually have to buy the 4 sides and pay for 4 pieces instead of paying for 5. So that saves you a little bit of money if you utilise the original tray and buy 4 sides to turn it into a box. And to tape it together, most people just use like clear Gorilla Tape. I used a slightly different type that I got out of Screwfix. I can't remember the exact name of it, but it's really simple to do. And as you can see from the footage that I slotted in there, it is great for being able to put a deep layer substrate. Your rats can forage for their food in the deep layer substrate like they would do in the wild. And if you have the Rattery hides, which are £10 by the way, anyone in the UK wants those, you can actually watch them sleep. Like, I've got a couple of groups that absolutely love being in their hides, and they are designed so they can sit up against your perspex and you can see your rats sleep. So that is definitely a number 1 for me, is a deep base. Number 2. A wheel. Now, I personally use Tictac wheels, and I appreciate they are expensive. You're looking at, with postage included, you're looking at about £50. They are large metal wheels. For rats, you're either buying the 14-inch or the 16-inch. I think I've got 2 14s, I believe, and the rest are 16s. 16s are, I would say, are more needed for the size of my bucks. They can run in a 14, like I have witnessed them running in a 14, but they can't do it as well as they can do in a 16-inch. The only other maker that I know that does a big enough wheel, but it is made out of plastic, is Speedy Hog wheels. They're kind of more designed at your kind of hedgehogs and stuff, but it's a plastic wheel, and it does, I believe they are 16 inches as well. I've not personally tried them, but I do love a wheel. Not all rats enjoy wheels. You might find that some won't even touch it. Mine get access to them from about 3 weeks old when they're babies. I start them off in the little silent spinner wheels, which are fine enough size for babies. So they get used to one, and normally the mum goes on it, and that teaches the babies to go on it. So it's not a wasted investment for me. So I'm quite happy to spend £50 and give them a wheel. So all of my cages have Tic-Tac wheels. Item number 3, Sputniks. You might also refer to these as space pods. I basically just hang them the upside down way, so they've got the clips so that they can hang on the roof of the cage. You can also place them the other way around and put them on the base of your cage, and they obviously stand up on their legs as well. All my cages have one. All my rats like using one. I mean, a couple of groups tend to use it as a toilet, but at least if you accept that that is what they're using as a toilet, at least you can clean it and you know exactly where they're going. But yes, I do enjoy having a Sputnik in each cage. Number 4, hammocks. Pretty standard. I think every rat owner nowadays will have some form of hammock in their cage. Thank you for hacking up your water demon. Good job, mate. He does this every time. So yes, a hammock. I personally am not fond of using corner hammocks. That's just me. It's just the layouts that I use. I mostly use double hammocks. So that's the ones that have got like top and bottom to them, and they hang from the roof of the cage. I also like in the winter to use the cube style hammocks. I just think because mine are outside and it can get quite cold in winter, having the cube style means that there's more warmth in there for them, with only having one opening versus obviously like a hammock. A more recent addition that I've started giving my rats is a bowl, and literally it's just a bowl for water. I have bought the ones from Scarlet Parrots. They just literally screw on, like they screw on the black bracket, and you can twist the actual bowl on and off, which means it comes off easily for cleaning and, you know, filling it up. The rats really enjoy it. They do still get a water bottle because sometimes there has been cases where I've not tightened it enough, and the boys, for example, being big and fat, had flipped the whole thing and there was just water all over their substrate. So do always provide bottled water as well, because you know, you don't know how fast they're going to drink the one in the bowl. They will pee in it, they will probably poop in it, they'll probably get substrate in it. Like, it doesn't stay particularly clean, so please always provide them with a bottle of water as well as the bowl if you are doing that option. You can also use the bowl to do mini pea fishing in the cage. You know, if you just want to fill it almost to the top, throw in some frozen veg in the summer and it'll help cool them down. But rats just generally love splashing and just like drinking out of a bowl of water. I know you'll see them using their like paws as they're like licking up the water as well. So I now try to have a bowl of water in every cage that I own. And the last one for now, I mean, there's tons of things that you could certainly put in a cage and that, you know, everybody thinks are important. The other thing that I am loving is the medium-sized Java branches, again from Scarlet's Parrots. I've shared like unboxing sort of them before when I've bought items, and I mean, they are huge. Like, to me, you would think a medium's not that big, but it's for like a medium-sized bird, so it's actually huge. You know, they're about, you know, this long. You know, they can actually fit the width of your SRS or your Explorer cages. Like, they're that wide. They are very, very large branches. And the good thing, again, because they're natural, they come in all different shapes. I believe they're £14. I don't know if they've gone up or down. I think that was the price that I last paid for them. And they come with a washer and bolts, so you can just literally screw them into the side of your cage. And if you find that your cage bars are maybe like a bit wobbly or a bit weak, if you've got them screwed in near to the top of your cage, my tip is to get a metal chain and hook it round to give it a bit of support, and hook it onto the top of the cage as well. I've hopefully got a clip of that being inserted over me talking, so that you can see that I have done that in my Aventura cage, where I just wasn't comfortable with the weight of the branch on the side of the cage. So you can do it so you can just like put extra support to them. And as I say, for £14 I think they're brilliant. They're really easy to wash as well, like soap and water outside in the garden, you know, just let them dry off. They're really easy to wash down and clean as well. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that video today. I just wanted to do something a little bit different. My last two videos I know have been really long, and if you've listened to all of those, then my god, thank you. I really appreciate that. This one's a little bit shorter and sweeter. Let me know what you guys have as favourites. Like, what are your rats' favourite items in their cage? Let me know down below, and I'll see you in the next video.